Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I am going to be showing you my most favorite cookie recipe of all time. It's vegan, however, it's not gluten-free, but I am going to, test out the recipe with some gluten-free flours and figure out what works best for this recipe to make it gluten-free. But right now I am holding these cookies right here and I want to eat them so badly. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to make these double chocolate chip vegan cookies. So if you stick around watching, you will find out how. The first thing you're going to need is 200 grams of vegan butter. Now I actually softened mine in the microwave to make it a little bit more soft. Next, what you're going to need is 300 grams of sugar. Now mine was a little bit clumpy, but that doesn't matter because you're going to blend it with the butter and it's going to get nice and smooth. You then are going to need 50 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder. Now you're going to need 275 grams of the self-rising flour. You'll need 275 grams of this, and I just like using this stuff way better than just normal all-purpose flour because it already has baking powder, baking soda mixed into it. Next, you're going to need a pinch of salt to cut some of the sweetness. A teaspoon of vanilla extract, and you're going to need an egg replacer. And so to make my egg replacer, I did 1.5 teaspoons of ground flaxseed, and then I mixed that with 1.5 teaspoons of chia seeds. Next, what you're going to do is take 3 tablespoons of water. In my case, I did about 9 teaspoons of water, and you're going to add it to your chia seed and flaxseed, and you're going to let it sit for a little bit until it gels up and firms up to kind of become your egg in this case. Yeah, so give it a nice stir, and then it only takes a couple minutes for it to gel up, and then you're going to be all set. Now that you have all your ingredients, you're going to take your sugar and your butter and you're going to put those into a mixing bowl, and then you are going to use a handheld mixer and mix those away until it becomes lighter in color. It starts out pretty yellow and looks really kind of nasty, but once you beat it and blend it for a couple minutes, it becomes this really light color. It gets all smooth. It doesn't get too fluffy, but yeah, it turns into this lighter color, and that is what you are looking for. So as you can see here, it is much lighter in color. This was after a few minutes of just mixing it with the handheld mixer, and once you reach this consistency and this color, you are going to add in your flaxseed, chia seed, egg, which you can see here, it has firmed up and gelled up, and this is exactly what it's supposed to do, and you are just going to add that to your mixture, and you are just going to stir that in. So next you're going to add in your teaspoon of vanilla, and at this stage I like to add in the cocoa powder before I add in the flour. I do this just so the flour doesn't become too overworked and the gluten that's in the flour doesn't start to, develop in a way where it will make the cookies kind of a tough texture. So that's why I add the cocoa powder with the vanilla into the sugar and butter mixture. And then I give it a good stir. Sometimes it doesn't seem like the cocoa powder kind of wants to dissolve into the mixture, but keep working with it. This is why I do this step now instead of adding the cocoa powder with the flour. So once this is all incorporated, I will then add in the 275 grams of flour And I like to start off on a very, very, very low speed with the handheld mixer just to get the flour kind of incorporated. You don't want to go too fast or it will seriously just puff right up into your face and make a whole cloud of dusty flour everywhere. So yeah, I like to go slowly in with the handheld mixer for a few little spins here, and then I will take my spatula and just hand kind of mix it as much as possible. So yeah, it'll kind of look a little bit chunky like this, and so that's why I go in with the spatula again, kind of just work it all together. Nothing too overpowering because I don't want to overwork the flour in the mixture, but then I will go in and of course taste it. And then I forgot to show you this in the beginning, but if you want to, you can add some chocolate chips, or you can cut up a vegan chocolate bar and put it in here. But I did a half a cup of vegan chocolate chips, poured it right on into the batter. So I gave that a fairly good stir in. The chocolate chips didn't really want to sink into the batter, so of course I went in with my hands, gave it a good kind of kneading, very lightly, nothing too rough. And this is when I also added in the salt. Now the salt can be optional, I just like that it kind of cuts the sweetness of the cookies. But yeah, just go in with your hands, make sure you can form it into a pretty solid ball. And like I said, if you want to make one cookie, just throw the rest in the fridge and it will last a few days. Trust me on this, because I hate making a whole bunch of cookies and then feeling the need that I have to eat them, or sometimes even give them away. It's kind of hard because these cookies taste so good. But yeah, form it into a ball and then you are ready to start forming your cookies. Here we go. So I make pretty big cookies, flatten them out a little bit because they don't spread out too much. And then yeah, you can throw them in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake them for 8 minutes. So yeah, you might be tempted to leave these in the oven for longer than 8 minutes, but trust me, 8 minutes is plenty amount of time. Let them cool completely before eating them. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. They are so good. So I really hope you enjoyed this quick little recipe tutorial thing that I threw together for you. I have, like I said, 3 cookies right here, and I'm going to dig in because they are so good. I've made this recipe, you know, a bunch of times, and every time I just fall in love with these cookies. And what's really great is that the dough, if you just want to make one cookie at a time, the dough lasts really long in the fridge. But I'm going to eat this right now. And so even if you aren't vegan, I definitely recommend you to try this recipe out because it is so good. I love these cookies. I've made them for people at my work and they absolutely love them. Have no idea that it's vegan whatsoever. They couldn't tell the difference. And make sure you give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know some of your favorite vegan recipes, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. These are so good. I could eat these all day long.